All right. When the church decided to start helping this ministry, Steve asked if maybe I could do a quarterly update, and I thought that was a good idea. So that's what this is, just an update on how the ministry is going. And I thought when I started this that I might have like 4 slides or something, because we all get busy with our lives, and I talk to Bashu about every day, but you just go along and kind of forget over time what has been going on there. But I had more than 4 slides, so I'll try to make it quick so everybody can get to eating. But here's our quarter 3 update for 2022. There we go. This was from August 11th, 2022. This is Bashu, Lisa, King and Kingdom. They're going to church. The visitors to other churches, since their home was damaged by attackers, they have recently started meeting in the home of one of their own church members, John. However, John charges them $10 to use his home for 3 Fridays each month. It's unusual. I mean, we probably wouldn't do that with if we had to meet in our homes, but that's kind of what Bangladesh is like. This is them attending a church. Some churches are nicer than others there, obviously. Some just have dirt floors. This is from August 12th, 2022. This is a school that some of the ministry children attend. There are also Hindu and Muslim children here along with their parents. Bashu got the opportunity to preach to them all. August 13th, although it may not be evident, Lisa is suffering with pain from her wisdom teeth, just as Bashu did a couple of months ago. They're in their early 30s, so it's about time for that to happen. August 18th, this is a young Muslim man that is one of Bashu's new believers. His name is Lokman, but Bashu asked me to give him a new name. I suggested Titus, and Bashu agreed, and I just included the verse here where Paul talks about Titus being his own son after the common faith. August 23rd, I didn't get the village name, but Bashu simply said it's a dangerous area. These are 2 Muslim men that believed the gospel after hearing Bashu preach to them. Their names are Azim and Amir. And this is just some of the conversations we have. I said new believers, he said yes, and he's talking about them. He said, yesterday, some Muslim people attacked me, and beat me. And that happens maybe twice a month, that Bashu will get attacked. But I said, how many new believers? He said, only 2. I'm sorry, brother. Like he failed. August 25th, Bashu just simply says, this is my day. And that's what his days are like. Usually, 5 to 6 days a week, he's somewhere, either doing Bible study or out preaching. August 27th, Bashu and Lisa try to make sure their ministry children have birthday celebrations when possible. So here you have one celebration for several kids that have birthdays near each other. August 29th, Bashu will share the gospel with anyone, anywhere, when presented with the opportunity. He preached to these folks right in the alleyway. August 30th, Bashu wanted to show everyone in one of his ministry houses, and 30 children live in this house. So this is just a little video.
Hello everyone. This is my ministry house. Today I make a video for you all. So see, this is a bed, a kind of bed in Bangladesh. The bed I used to here, and every kid is sleeping. Another kind. This is a bed. This is a bed for kids. So see, this is kitchen. This is kitchen. Here is make food, cooking food for all kids, and And this is another room. This is some kids are sleeping night time here. This is my ministry house. So I request you all pray for my ministry house and pray for all kids. And they needs many things: education, food, dresses, and medical. But I know, I believe to God. He provides everything. I request you all just praying for my life and my ministry and my family, because many kids actually they have no moment there. I just take care of them. I request you very humble. Please praying for me.
So sometimes it can be a little difficult to understand what he's saying. It's easier for me now because I've talked to him so much. But he's just talking about the needs, you know, food and medical, and they actually wear uniforms to school. So anytime somebody would ever want to give anything, I think we could probably just give in the box back there, just mark it for the ministry, and then Steve can get it to me, and I can make the transfer. These are just some of the kids in their uniforms on their way to school. August 30th, Bashu's son King was sick again. Sanitation is not the best in Bangladesh, and infections are common. This is his older son. This is from August 30th. Bashu's youngest kingdom prays for us. And they really pray for all of you people every day, all of us. August 31st, this video is the kids at one of the ministry houses. Lisa comes up with games for the kids to go along with Bible teaching, and this one is really loud, so I'm going to knock this down. And that's Lisa there, coming into the frame. But they visit the kids as often as they can. The houses are each at least an hour away by bus from where they live. So when they get any opportunity, they go and visit the kids. 9/6, Bashu is ill with a fever and cough, and I insist he stay home and rest because he never wants to do that when he's sick. 9/8, Bashu back at work at a Bible study after being sick in bed for 2 days. 9/9, Bashu attends a pastor seminar. He says that the other pastors in attendance focus very little on reaching out to unbelievers, and that they also pressured him heavily about taking the vaccine. He responded by speaking about the importance of preaching to the lost during his oration. He has a lot of frustration about the church in Bangladesh, the condition of the church, which is the same frustration we have with the condition of the church in America. It just probably for some different reasons. 9/12, Bashu was attacked again by 2 Muslim men. They knew who he was and went after him as soon as they saw him. He still preached that day and said only one person believed. 9/13, as you can see, today God help me, he received Jesus today. 9/14, this man's name is Supak. He joined the body of Christ on this day. 9/25, this man's name is Joy Das. He joined the body of Christ on this day. 9:28, this man's name is Shoyadul Islam. He believed the gospel on this day. 9:25, this man's name is Somir. He is another new believer. And he also says down here, today 5 people requested me for a Bible, but I don't have money. He needs Bibles. October 1st, Bashu started a trip to share the gospel. He went missing for over 26 hours. And he says, today I will go, very dangerous area. That's all he said. So in the midst of this, Lisa was contacting me, and she was really concerned. And we'd even talked about contacting the police where Bashu had gone to. But then I got this message here from Bashu. This was about 26 hours later. He contacted me from Facebook Messenger, not WhatsApp like normal. His phone was stolen, so he found someone and used Facebook on their phone to contact me. And he says, I have no phone, some terrorists keep my phone. I use Facebook from a man, terrorist hurt to me. And he wanted me to inform his family. My body is bleeding. Says they kept his phone and money. 10:2, Bashu informs me that he has 2 new believers on this trip despite the robbery and assault. But 2 people here trust to God. It's my success. And I always try to encourage him. I said, you did very good work. And he said, it's not a big deal that my body is bleeding. Jesus suffered more for me. They wanted to kill me, but Jesus with me. And I just was trying to get him back home at that point because I was still concerned that he was in danger. And I just asked what was going on his trip, and he said, I've been to a village where some Hindus are worshiping by making clay idols and honoring the idols. So we've seen all those statues. Those are even common in Catholicism. But to me, this looks pretty scary. I mean, if I were to walk in on this, and I'm sure the sights and all the sounds, it would seem pretty scary to me. And he says, when I preach, it's not good for human. And what he means is, he preaches that we're sinful, and they don't like that. They don't like to hear that man is sinful. I'm sure that you probably all talk to people that feel the same way. They don't want to hear that they're sinners. Some Hindu and Muslim both attacked me. They beat me up last night. Don't give me any food. I said, were you preaching outside in public? Yes. To a crowd? Yes. What did they do after they beat you? They took my phone and money and locked me in a room. How did you escape? This morning a man kicked me very hard and told me to leave. Few people did me a favor by renting me a car, and then I left. How did you get out of the locked room? A man locked, meaning the man unlocked the door and let him out. And he was in there all night. That's why he couldn't make any contact. 10:3, more new believers from the trip. The last 2 young men are pictured are Santo and Bijoy. 10:7, Bashu is going on a trip to Banskali to stay for a friend with 3 days. And I asked him, will you stay with him? He says, yes, but I need traveling and food, meaning I need some money to go on the trip. And I said, will he feed you? No. And I asked him if he's going to be fed so I would know what his needs were. He's just staying at the guy's house. 10:10, 3 new believers on this day. He took his brother's phone. Lisa's phone is not a smartphone, and the camera is not very good. So he took his brother's phone so he could still be in contact. 10:11, 2 new believers on this day. He said, Muslim people received to Jesus Christ. I said, how many? Only 2. Only 2. And Rashid Khan and Iqbal Hussain are their names. 10:14, Bashu returns to the Hindu temple where he was beaten, robbed, and held against his will. The result was 2 women who believed the gospel. Okay, I've got some other items. I come here 2 weeks a month, or 2 weekends a month, because I work 2 weekends a month, typically, unless I work more. But I had been out of here for probably 4 or 6 weeks. And part of that reason was I had attended 2 different churches in the last several weeks in hopes of making contact to be able to make my ministry presentation for their respective congregations. I was invited by a friend to Jackson Friends Church. I found out that the interim pastor was holding layperson interviews and thought that I may be able to present Bashu's ministry to him. This didn't end up as I had hoped because they were simply asking people about a questionnaire that they had given out to see how the church should be operated. So it was a long questionnaire, and people basically were putting their wants and their likes and dislikes, and the pastor was just going to go along with what was popular, essentially. That's the way it worked. I haven't been to a normal church in about 14 years, so I don't know what normal churches are really like. So if you get out and you happen to have a chance to go to one, it's probably going to be pretty eye-opening to you. Another Sunday, I attended Calvary Chapel near my house. The pastor, Josh Pizer, is the son of Abby's former principal at Heritage Christian School. I spoke to him after the service, and he asked me for access to the presentation, which I provided. He presented it to his board the same week and said that they were interested in supporting the ministry, but they don't take up those issues until after the first of the year. Mr. Pizer did say that he and a couple of board members were interested in donating in the meantime, and I helped him set up World Remit in order to be able to transfer money to Bashu. As of today, no donations have been made. And I don't say that to shame anybody. It's just that if a person has the intent to do something like that, it's meaningless to Bashu. Because when he's on his 3rd or 4th day without eating because he's on a trip to spread the gospel, a promise to send money doesn't mean anything. Last Saturday, I was asked by a teacher at Hametown Christian Academy, Abby's school, to go up to a church retreat for the day that Abby and her mom were attending. I was able to speak to Mr. Roser, the pastor of Hametown Baptist Church and founder of the school, about Bashu's ministry. Since I had already forwarded the presentation to his son, he said he would look into it. The church does not make any decisions on support until their missions conference in February of next year. I hope to be able to make the presentation to the congregation then. And the way they do it is they'll have a family that decides to take up a particular ministry. So only that family supports that ministry. It's not everybody chipping in a little bit at a time. So they think that the family basically has more ownership of that experience with that ministry. Current needs. Obviously, some needs will be continual, such as the children's ministry homes, rent, and food for the children. Bashu's family's needs are being met by the regular support offered by Grace Bible Ambassadors Church. Bashu needs to replace his phone. He says that a smartphone is about $150. It is important to the ministry as he maintains all of his contacts and appointments in his phone. It is also his lifeline to his family and myself. And the way it works over there, they don't have a monthly phone bill. Once they buy the phone, they just have service. He has rented an office for $17 a month, but needs some office furniture and a laptop computer. Lisa has offered to translate our materials into Bangla, but cannot do this without a computer. Bashu has asked for funds to purchase at least 40 Bibles. And the funny thing is, a week ago I said, well, how many Bibles do you need? I need 20 Bibles, brother. And then 5 days later, I need 30 Bibles, brother. Now it's 40 Bibles. Because he keeps making new believers. And I really want to say thank you to everybody. I know everybody goes about our lives over here across the world from where they are, but you're really part of the ministry over there. You're making a difference with your generous contributions, and the Mazumder family is grateful for all of you and prays for you daily. So thank you.